Hello, everyone. My name is Janet Ezocha. I am so pleased to welcome you to my new series of interviews that I intend to begin to do to interview inspiring women. I am the founder of Janet's Pick, and it is my pleasure today to welcome you and introduce you to the founder of Pauche Events. Welcome. Her name is Uchenna Ijezie, and I just want to give full disclosure. She is my big sister, so okay, I'm not trying to be biased here, but she's a wonderful sister. And she started a business, Pauche Events, in the business of event planning, particularly weddings, mostly. And she's here to interview with me today, and I want to just ask her a couple of questions to see how things have been going and how you can help other women just like you. So my intention is to inspire women just like Uchenna to begin to pursue their dreams. I am very impressed and amazed by women, that ordinary women like you and I, that have gone to the next level of starting a business, whether it's profit or non-profit. And my hope is that these interviews will inspire you that are listening to do the same. So welcome again.
Thank you.
So Pauche Events. So you're my sister,
Yes.
okay? And I've known you we're not gonna give too much away, but I've known you for a couple of years of my life. And, I know about our growing up and our parents, and, our mom and dad always inspired us to be our best. Our dad's favorite saying was, only the best is good enough. But I wonder, what inspired you? Where did event planning come from?
Oh, goodness. Well, thank you for having me here. Event planning, as you know, Mom has always been one that loved to decorate, loved to put things in its own specific place.
Yes, definitely, yes.
She enjoyed hosting a lot of times.
Yes,
so I would say that inspiration. I remember Christmases and Thanksgiving and all the decorations we had to put together to get things just right and get the feel going. So I would definitely put it back on our parents. Yes.
Wonderful. And you've always been the creative one. I always tell people she's the creative sister, not me. So it falls right in. So, but where did the Pauche Events come from? Where did that name come from, though?
Wow. Pauche has been a long time coming. Primarily with my husband and I. He's been the rock really behind me moving forward, and I felt that it will only be right to combine our names. And then, as God will have it, my first daughter's name is also Uche.
That's true.
So really that triad, that name came about when it was just the three of us.
Absolutely. Yes. Wonderful.
So it's a combination of my husband's name, Peter Paul, and then my name, Uche, and of course my daughter's name, Uche.
Beautiful.
Yes.
What could be more perfect?
Thank you.
So I remember it's almost a year ago, Uche, that we were on the road. We set off on this journey, literally, this journey up the road to Philadelphia. I remember you calling me and you said, Jane, there is this thing going on in Philadelphia. Should we go? Should we not go? And I said, right on it, sister. I'm right there with you. And it's almost it's just a little over 12 months ago. It's hard to believe, that it's even just 12 months, because a lot has happened. So tell me about your journey so far. But before we do that, I just want to say that Uche is a mother of 3. She's a wife as well, and of course, like I said, a sister. She's got a lot going on. Her husband is running a successful pharmacy as well. So she's really, really busy, to say the least. So I just want to add that. And you used to be a full-time
accounts payable manager. Yes.
That's right.
With DC government.
Right.
Yes.
So how did you get to this point?
Well, as with all governmental positions, every good thing comes to an end at some point. And when I was told that my end had come, it came with mixed emotions, more joy, I would think. and to rest, take some time out. And during that period, I decided that this would be a great time to pursue my passion. And with the support of my husband, of course, we were still able to eat and take care of our bills. So this is really the best opportunity to give this passion the attention that it deserves.
So would you say that the end to your service with the DC government came as a blessing, probably? Would you say that that is what gave you the push and the courage to
Yes,
to
you
move
know,
this direction?
with that desire to excel, I never, you know, in terms of building a career, I put my all into my job. I never gave an opportunity for my passion. So I think that with that end came about a new beginning. And a new beginning, yes.
Wonderful.
That's literally, you know, I know, you know, working overtime for many, it's not one that's pleasant, but when you're working your own business, you can stay up for days.
Yes, you can.
You can
Yes,
stay
you
up for
can.
days and you enjoy it, you don't
Yes.
feel it.
I think
Yes.
that's the joy. That's where the fulfillment comes from, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
So you've been dabbling a little bit into event planning for a while. It's been years. My sister did plan my wedding for me, and that was almost 12 years ago now.
Yes.
So, but this is the first time that you're really going into it full time.
Yes.
So tell me about your journey so far since 12 months ago.
12 months ago, really, this has been monumental. That trip
Monumental.
to Philadelphia was something that was almost what you call groundbreaking experience,
Yes, yes.
where you are just in the midst of co-professionals. The inspiration, I was really very inspired seeing fellow women and men, like, you know, out there doing their thing, you know, and it really told me that it's possible, and as long as we stay grounded and focused, that we'll definitely get there. So that experience, and then meeting David Tutera,
Oh my
the
gosh. The David Tutera.
David Tutera,
Yes.
literally I was touching his face.
Yeah.
So,
Sometimes he looked like he was just plastic,
Yes.
right? Like, are we really here? Yes.
honestly,
yes.
he's such a humble soul, and
Yes, he is.
you know, when I told him how excited I was and how monumental this trip was, I really didn't think I'll have the opportunity to meet him, and we did. In fact, we took several pictures with him, talked with him, told him about our journey, and he was just so encouraging. And I think all that just kept me inspired, and I've been trying to stay in that mode of excitement through these months.
Absolutely. You know, I can testify that that was a huge leap of faith for you.
Yes.
And I remember coming back and telling my husband that, wow, I looked in your eyes and I saw that you were ready. I could tell that you were ready.
Thank you. Thank you.
But we did
And also,
meet.
Yes, in that trip,
We met an interesting
honestly,
personality
we
that
met,
we were not expecting.
We
Tell me
met
more about that.
Jackie Wobo
Yes.
on that trip,
And
who
who-
happens to be the editor-in-chief of Munaluchi Bridal Magazine. Munaluchi, as many of you know, is a magazine that's drives the bride of color.
Yes.
So they are really, you know, making their mark
Absolutely.
in representing the brides and events of multicultural backgrounds.
Absolutely. They've become a household name.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And she saw me. I didn't really know that she was the one. I didn't expect to see her there.
I didn't.
And I, you know, was telling her about my journey, my excitement, and she said, send me an email. And one question she asked was, are you ready? I said, yes. She said, because once Munaluchi puts their name on you, the floodgates will open. And literally,
Oh my gosh.
it's been a journey.
Floodgates.
The
Floodgates.
flood-
Floodgates.
Yes.
Floodgates, indeed. I always say that sometimes all you need to do is start off. Don't worry too much about the journey or seeing so far ahead. Just take that first step of faith, and God sends angels along the way. Doesn't and he sent a couple of angels. Jackie Wobu was one of the first.
Was the very
but
first
there's been a
angel.
couple, haven't there?
Carolyn McCoy, right there. Jacqueline connected me. She said, "Look, here's another planner in your Waldorf area that's also here at the wedding showcase," and we connected, and literally there have been several angels along the way. I mean, I have to still give you credit of always being there for me, tossing ideas and giving me that courage, because one thing is believing in yourself.
Yes.
And believing in the ideas that you have and the dreams that you have as well.
Yeah, and talk about floodgates. Since in the past 12 months, really, you've done at least 6 events last year, 2 of which were out of town, and we know that is a very big deal in the world of event planning.
Yes,
and
yes.
I witnessed, and I listened to you doing some of that planning, and it amazed me that your accomplishments. You've also been awarded the Couples Award. Couples Choice Award,
yes.
For
2017
for Wedding Wire. And of course now Munaluchi Koteri, the exclusive group. I'm really proud of you. I really want to say I am. And believe it or not, I'm very inspired by you.
Wow, thank you.
So what has been your biggest challenge? Because it seems like it's all been roses and icing all the way.
Yes. Well, the key thing is staying focused, staying enthused. From day to day, you do get bumps in the road, but trying to live in that excitement of 1 year ago, February.
Yes, wow.
And trying to stay in that moment, and continuously reminding yourself that if I put in the same energy I did with my full-time job, 8 hours grinding, taking the heat in the meetings, if I can put that same level of energy and passion into my own business, it will come to fruition.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's so funny you're talking, and I'm thinking, I think I've heard that even from relationship experts, right? Keeping the honeymoon going. And
Right.
I think you would say it's kind of like the same thing as far
Yes.
as running a business. So how do you keep that honeymoon going? How do you keep yourself inspired? How do you retain that passion?
Well, learning,
For first
reading, trying to keep up with trends, almost staying in the excitement of brides. Each client that I meet, I try to stay excited as they are, because this is their first journey, even if it's not my first event.
And hopefully only, right?
Yes, definitely. We hope it should be only. But living in that excitement. So it's almost waves of different things, trying to, be creative, thinking about different, meeting more contacts, learning from every contact that you meet. There's always something you take away from every meeting.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so what's the best part of event planning for you? What would you say is the best part?
Events are always happy ones. Of course, we do plan funerals as well, but basically just being able to share in the joy, in those vulnerable moments of the couples and the brides is quite an honor. Being able to see through their dreams when you're interviewing a bride and she's in that moment of telling you really deep down, this is what she really wants. And you get to share that moment with that bride, and you get to hopefully bring those moments or those ideas that she has expressed to life, and then watch the couple be mesmerized by your creation. It's just a moment that I can't describe how, there's an inner joy that it gives. It's almost, how would you put it? Almost like your drug. If that's the right word to use. but it gives a high, yeah, where you just see that couple that's completely satisfied with their service and so thankful. You know, it's beyond what money can give, really.
Wow. So how are you able to create the balance of providing a bride with, something as close as possible to what she's been dreaming of all her life and what's actually possible? How do you walk that balance?
That's where expertise comes in. Yes, where we pick elements. You know, after interviewing the bride, you're taking notes of several keywords, key factors, and then we try to bring elements of that dream into reality. So we may not be able to afford a Disney wedding where we're traveling to Florida, but we can do our best to bring elements of Disneyland to your wedding, whether it's inspiration of the ball gown in the wedding, or the sparkling candle lights, or the tiara. You know, bring certain elements of that fantasy. We can still present that at your venue, and you'll feel like you're just right there in Disneyland.
In
your dreams.
Yes, right there in your dreams. Wow. So, what would you say is your most important tip to any bride, starting off their journey, planning the biggest day of their life?
Yes.
What would you advise any bride?
For brides, I would say the first thing would be that it's okay to admit that you need help. I think that's the first thing. It's a very vulnerable thing. You think you have it all together. You're in control. I know for some people it's hard to relinquish control. But I think it's okay to admit that you do need assistance with how hard it is to juggle your job, your appointments. Sometimes with a wedding planner, she can, even if it's just be a friend that you can toss ideas with, that will guide you along the way. Also, another advice I would have would be, it's also okay to accept that not all our dreams can come to fruition.
That's important.
That, there is a time that we'll, wake up from our sleep, from our dream, and wake up to reality and see where that line is, where maybe this is going a little bit overboard or over budget, and therefore we need to rein it back in. So just being able to accept where that balance occurs, I think, is something that I would advise brides to be prepared for. Every bride always has something that either breaks the bank. For some, it could be, the jewelry, it could be the gown, the cost of the wedding gown. Some, it could be their venue. So just for every bride, you have what is most important to you and what you can easily forgo. So being able to identify that will help create some balance.
Wow, awesome. Wow, I couldn't have said any better. Really. Speaking of dreams, this is one dream I don't want to wake up from, because honestly, this right here is a dream come true.
Yes.
First of all, your business, going in a full time has been something we've dreamt of, for a while.
Yes.
And honestly, I really want to congratulate you.
Thank you.
I really, really want to.
Thank you.
So, tell me, where do you see yourself? Pauche events. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Oh my goodness.
Not too far.
Have I really thought it out that far? I mean, we're taking it day by day. But I think in 5 years, I would wish that see that Pauche events will become a household name in the event planning industry, almost your next go-to company once you think out that you need to plan an event, where be it a dinner party or a wedding or an anniversary.
So, like I started in my introduction, my hope is to inspire like-minded women, like you and I to start off their own businesses and just do it. So, what would you say to the woman out there, perhaps the mother, perhaps the daughter? You know, we're women, we have a lot of responsibilities,
Yes.
and it's an unending cycle, it will never stop. What would you say to the woman out there that has been waiting and dreaming of starting their own business? What would you say?
Well, they say seize the day.
Mm.
So I would say take that moment, take that leap. There's a fear, you can't avoid it. It's something that walks with us every day. But we should challenge ourselves to rise above fear and just go for it. I think also one thing that I was lucky enough to have is yourself. I think everybody needs a good support system. Literally, I told you that if you had said, you know, am I ready to jump the cliff, and you said, I think you're ready, I would have literally gone overboard. Because a lot of times we do have the answers, but we're waiting for validation. So I think having a good support system is key, and then taking that leap and learning as we go along. I think I have learned a lot in this year, and I'm still learning. Learning is an ongoing process, so there's never a time when you feel you're ready. So I think the key thing is to stop right now and let's go. So I would say start it, whatever it is, it will keep evolving and changing. Whether it starts off as a knitting business, it may turn into, you know, a clothing line at the end of the day. So the key thing would be to get started and see how things change as you go. As you learn, you change, you adapt. And that's how it's been for me as well.
Wow, you know, part of what you said reminded me of something my pastor I learned from my wonderful pastor, Pastor Dr. Uchenna. He says, every Mary needs an Elizabeth.
Oh, yes.
You know, Elizabeth was Mary's relative, and she discerned the calling upon her cousin's life, Mary, and it helped to inspire her.
Yeah.
And I think that's been important for you. And I want to say you've been my Elizabeth.
Really?
Well,
you've been my Elizabeth.
You know, we need a couple of Elizabeths, don't we,
Oh, yes.
in our lives? We each have a couple of them, and I just want to acknowledge that. And I want to thank you again.
Thank you for having me.
This is an honor. You are my first guest.
Oh my goodness.
This
I'm
is a
so
miracle.
Happy to do that.
It's a dream come true. And I just want to say to all of you that if I'm here doing this, you can do it too.
That's right.
I'm going to hold you accountable as you hold me accountable. So stay tuned for our next episode. Wonderful. I hope to have another similarly inspiring woman like my sister here. And from both of us,
yes.
It's a goodbye and just do it. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.